Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Weekly DLC. I'm one of your hosts, Krosh, joined always by my co-hosts, Daniel Vargas.
And the beat goes.
And Dan Jang. And if you're not familiar with what we do, we come to each and every week to podcasting services of your choice.
You're going to be like, oh, man, this is a... what the?
Just a chill morning workout. We come to podcasting services of your choice each and every week. Mondays, we are on everything. We talk about everything. Nothing's off limits because this podcast is sponsored by Diversity. Diversify your funds. Diversify your Pokemon.
Yeah, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Don't be like these dumb trainers that put 4 timbers in a row, and I'm just like one hit.
Unless you have 4 Darkrai's,
then yeah,
that's a throwback. I did it to my friend. He's like, "What the fuck? Another Darkrai?" Or
another one.
War is real.
Yeah. Unless you got that, don't do it. Diversify everything. Diversity is the spice of life. This podcast is brought to you by Diversity. Because we bring podcast topics that are diverse every week. Mm-hmm. I should have let that stop, but I kept going with it. Anyway, we sit around tables, sometimes with fountains, sometimes with not. Sometimes we cut the video short. If you're not familiar, last episode, this is a shout out to episode 146 last week. Battery ran out.
Saving resources.
Diversify. Yeah, saving
the planet.
Saving them trees. This is episode 147. 147.
3 more. 150.
3 more?
Christmas.
Wait, is this a sign? 3 more episodes? 3 hosts? 3 topics? Half-Life 3?
3 Pokemon starters.
3 Pokemon
that we picked the
all
same
connected.
Grookey.
Wacky. And yet we all chose Grookey.
Hey.
We failed.
Grookey gang. No, we succeeded. We all picked the same Pokemon. We're that trainer.
We picked the same Pokemon without the mind link. We picked the best.
We've been hanging out for way too long.
Diversity,
guys.
none.
I shaved my head.
When it comes to
Hail Hydra.
When it comes to starter Pokemon, no diversity.
Let's get right into the topics, huh? We had some fun. Let's get into it. Okay, so Jang, what's your topic?
So first topic, my Twitter was blowing up because I follow a lot of comic book writers.
At the last spot, hit him up.
Not my Twitter. I mean, people I follow.
Oh, okay.
Comic book writers and artists are people that I follow on Twitter.
Okay.
One of them, his tweet goes, "How do you get your stuff taken off of a pirate site? Crowded's up to 95,000 reads on one I just looked at while I'm completely broke." So my question is, what are your thoughts on piracy? I guess not just on comic books, just everything in general.
Yeah.
My first thought went to something I'm more familiar with, which is like people. I've heard a lot more about people putting original content on YouTube, and then some Facebook video site literally copies it, puts it on their channel,
Yeah, fuck Jerry.
and then you got you lose those views or whatever.
Meme people.
Meme reviews.
And then you get into lawsuits with some of these companies, and it just drags you through the mud. I don't know. I mean,
I feel like this is like an unpopular opinion, but I think it's a necessary evil. I think it's a form of advertisement, and it does suck. Like, this guy he's starving for money, but it's a possibility of him to become bigger. If it catches on in this realm of hijacking or illegally downloading, it can get word of mouth. People will be like, dude, this guy's amazing, and then someone who's willing to buy stuff starts buying it. They start passing it around, and then they just ends up, it's gonna be a mix. It's always gonna be a mix of people downloading illegally and people buying it legally, essentially.
I disagree, because think of stuff that you've I'm gonna say, for example, damn, this is gonna be bad. I used to read manga, and I would enjoy the manga that I read, but I would never buy it, even though I enjoyed it, which is bad. I feel like if I enjoyed it, I should have bought it.
Well, I can tell you, if I'm downloading something, it's because I'm never gonna buy it. I know that much.
Then that contradicted what you said.
No, but I'm not suggesting the person downloading is gonna buy it, but they're gonna recommend it to someone. If you like manga, you're gonna be like, hey,
so
Daniel,
what point does that person profit off their hard work?
I don't know. Could be 10 years from now. 10,000 years from now.
Okay.
No, I don't know. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I think it's an evil that like it's hard to gauge. Like it's not something that like the guy's going to become famous overnight. Like he said, he had 95,000 reads. Like that's an insane number.
Without any purchases.
Yeah, those were all non-purchase. Those were read on a website where he's not making profit.
I think the same thing goes for like when you got. I've seen recently like people that do vlogging for Pokemon Go. The first few days, their video gets flagged to demonetize, and that's when they have the most views, and they don't get any of that funding. And it's like, it's not piracy, but it's like the work put in gets nullified.
It's bullying.
Casey Neistat, some of his videos were like that, and he's like, "What the fuck? Like the lifespan of my video is the first day, and you
Just
let go of
neutered
the
it.
yeah. It's too late by then.
Yeah.
Like, so
I think better. Some things gonna have to happen at some point where it's like creator rights, like where it protects them, whether it's a union or some sort of organization that protects it somehow. I know, like for instance, I don't see it often happening with like Patreons, where people will like pay like lock behind their Patreon content, where they'll be like, oh, access to specific videos, like special interviews or special art or photography. Oftentimes it's like not safe for work stuff.
It'll probably
But
still leak. Though.
It does, but it doesn't, not to the same extent that I'd see this stuff. And I wonder if it's because of the subject matter, or if it's because of those sort of paywalls preventing one person from wanting to do it.
I do think that people that are like getting the content are very, very loyal in a sense of like they're not spreading it. But like, I think for like as a person who probably is searching for this content, I think if you look hard enough, you'll find it. But it's not like it's not going to become mainstream. It's not going to blow up and be like all of a sudden like this content that's not even safe for work is just showing up on my like Instagram feed or something like that.
Sure.
It's obviously not going to be like that type of fame. But like I'm 100% sure that if you're very dedicated to finding these whatever is going on, like these images, you'll find a spot. Like be it 4chan or just like a forum that is exclusively about the specific person or the specific like topic or whatever it is, and you'll find like someone will like repost all those images, probably get like blocked or whatever, but someone will have downloaded it. And
So are you thinking that, knowing that you're saying like it's a necessary evil, it's just like the way it is, if you were that creator, how do you lean into that? To instead of be hurt by it, try to take advantage of it.
Yeah,
I feel like that. I can't think of how. That's my
I think
trouble.
it's very it's obviously like very off-putting, like to know that 95,000, like if let's say he makes even $1 off of each purchase, that's $95,000 he's not making. That's
Right.
an insane amount of money.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
And you pour like your heart and soul into
Yeah,
something,
exactly.
like a movie too. Like you put
Yeah.
time and effort into stuff.
and that sucks, but like
How do you like? I'm saying, okay, that's happened. How do you go forward?
I mean,
Your suggestion. Do you have any ideas?
I don't like obviously like I'm not in that situation, but it's something that's going to happen regardless of whether you want it to stop or not. Even if you do have safeguards or safety nets to prevent this, it tends to happen. Like we get video games that have like anti-copying software, like, and they still get copied. It takes
Not to the same. I think that those measures help.
They do significantly. Like if there's a game like that doesn't have a safety measure, it'll be like within a week it'll be on a BitTorrent website, like a game that you can just download and play it without ever buying it. But then there's ones that have those safety measures. It'll take a month, it'll take 2 months, but eventually it gets cracked and it's over. Like it's just done, But it does persuade people not to do it because after 2 months they're already moving on to the next game. They have no interest in this one game. Usually like there's always like there's a surge, a wave of popularity for a game. It's usually in the beginning of it.
I don't know if it's inevitable. I see what you're saying, but at the same time, I feel like there are things that can be done to prevent that. Personally, I've done that. I used to do that with like manga or different like for other mediums.
music, everyone.
Yeah, yeah. And I do it less now. I feel like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just part of the idea of like I feel more accountable now. I feel like the technology's caught up in a lot of those ways where like if your internet provider sees you doing something, they will crack down on you. And those things happen because this became such a rampant thing in other mediums, and maybe people still fall through the cracks in other ways. I think webcomics are another thing. Like people post their webcomics trying to get like, they get exposure, but it's like, like I can't. Exposure, I think, goes so far.
It does.
I think,
It really does.
I think it's overblown how much people think it goes. Like I've seen jokes of like, I'm an influencer, give me this shit for free and I'll give you exposure. It's like, nah. I mean, I like that. Like, it's like a case by case basis.
Yeah.
But a lot of people put more weight into it. I don't know.
See,
What do
but,
you
like,
think?
You're referencing only like it's slowing down or it like, but there's no stop to it. It's still going on. Like
It is
BitTorrent
going on,
still
but much less than it used to.
I mean, I haven't seen the stats. I agree with you. It seems like it's much less. Like I don't do it anymore
Okay,
either.
I would say
but
that
I think that responsibility lies on me now. Like again, like you're saying, like
Fair.
there is that.
What I mean is, from the social circles that I talk to, and I feel like the type of people that I talk to are very similar to what I used to talk to when I was younger. I would do that more rampantly, and they would also do that. Everyone would be like, "Oh yeah, I'm down." You know, LimeWire. Everyone talking about Kazaa, LimeWire, Napster. That was a big talk. How many people do you hear saying like that? Like you'll see people like actively using Pandora, Spotify, something. Something's changed.
But we.
Why are you all of a sudden
we-
paying for that
We are
when you
in a
didn't have
completely
to?
different age group. Like
I know, but it's
the
that
group
same
that came
group.
up with OK Boomer. Like they
Yeah.
could still, it could be rampant within their age group, and we wouldn't really notice. Like we're not.
Right. I don't know what that
generation.
generation's doing.
sure.
I'm speaking to like the one I grew up with and the people I'm around.
With us specifically, I think it has to do with more responsibility. Like you feel more accountable. Like you can't just be
Right.
like, oh, I was too young and too naive to do it now. Like no, like now,
No.
like if you get caught, you're just like you're going to jail. Like
No, I know. That's what
can't- I
I'm
can't
saying
do
that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
you're coming at it combatively.
No. So like, well, because I'm saying,
We're like, I agree with you.
but it's because that's just our age group. But I don't think like I feel like you're viewing just that one moment. But like, there's
Okay. Yeah, sure. Let's say the generation to come is doing it. I don't know. The thing is, they're coming up with a whole new internet that does or doesn't have that accessibility to. Like the internet isn't the way it was then either.
I still think it's high because, like, for
Really?
example, like Game of Thrones is like the most pirated show, and like
Yeah.
I can see like adults doing that.
Okay.
So I mean, we don't do it.
Right.
But I still think it is kind of high for like paywalls, shows that are paywalls.
yeah, we're not hanging out with people that do it anymore, so we don't hear about it. But I think it's still very rampant.
I don't think it's as high as it used to be because there's a lot more security measure, but I still think it's high.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's gone. I think, okay, my point was it's not as much as it used to be. Whatever that number difference is, maybe it's drastic, maybe it's not as drastic. I do think it's less because more efforts have been made. Now, these are on top scale stuff. I think that's been an impossible mission already because, like you said, Game of Thrones, even despite all these measures, still gets pirated to skyrocket. I feel like these people fall through the cracks. I don't know how to counter that. Like, with a book, I think with that kind of stuff, it's like
hard.
It's like PDF. Like people can copy and transfer that
Yeah.
stuff.
Some guy's response was they need to change the business structure, so they need to make it like streaming. Like, and I was like, dude, that is fucking hard with print.
That is hard. A lot of like Spotify, I know while it's very popular, I know that the pay structure sucks for a lot of artists because it's based on how many people are listening to your song on repeat.
But with writing, isn't there already like not audible, but there's like comic book, like
Comixology,
there's
Subscriptions?
Comixologies, but there's the Amazon one.
Comixology.
Yeah. That's that
Well,
one.
sorry, but not just for comic books. Like for books themselves, you can rent book. Like you can pay a monthly subscription to get a book every.
Yeah.
And when you're done, you would like remove that off your library, and you can get a new one.
But okay, here's a question. This might be a dumb one. If let's say that book was available at the library,
Oof.
how do you?
Hurts to artists.
That's exposure. I don't know. Like I don't know how to combat in this, but I do think it's something that's gonna happen. Like if I create content, it can get pirated. Like
I'm trying to think of the way like how like if I were to be like, all right, try to give you advice, knowing nothing about your business, of how to not fall with this but take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, shit, if it took you months or years to make whatever you just made, to say just like do another one now that you're riding on this popularity, I feel like that's not easy. So maybe use that exposure. God, I hate that word. in like interviews
That's a
to try to
dirty
partner out. Well, I mean, like to find a way to like use that visibility in a way to get yourself like, hey, no, partner up with me, a bigger company, to fund me to do something like this, to get some security. I don't know. It's like that whole artist thing where it's like your art, you know, you can just,
there is different.
you won't make anything off of it until like
To
you're
be
dead.
honest,
kinda.
like I don't know how this is getting done if it's through a website, but he should be able to sue that company that is hosting the pirated stuff and get.
But if they just hold him
That's
in
the
legal,
problem. Like if you think of
Sure.
Pirate Bay, that there was a huge debate on that, and Pirate Bay didn't lose because
international,
and not only that, no one person owns the whole thing. Like it's multiple people sharing bits
Yeah.
of the whole point, and eventually you own the whole thing at some point. Like once you're finished downloading it.
But
So
it-
like it's insanely hard when it comes to these things.
But even if you could pick one person, if that person's loaded with money, it's just like
I
they're
should
just gonna wait you out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've seen
Yeah,
those
they'll
like
just fight you.
YouTubers.
They'll drown you in fees and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, like and then
It's
if you're
part of the-
if you're big enough YouTube, like your videos get stolen and put on another channel or like clips of it, and you never agreed to it. You know, like eventually it just becomes a thing. Like a lot of Twitch streamers, they allow like their clips to be used anywhere else because it's kind of just it became a thing. Like
Yeah.
and you know I'm pretty sure they're seeing it as like the word exposure. Like it's just
Start a GoFundMe or something. Kickstart.
fuck exposure is what I'm gonna call
Fuck.
it. And then
Because at that
make
point,
money.
couldn't you just be like, now that people see my work, pay me
Patreon?
up front for my next project.
Patreon.
Streamtreon. No, I honestly I like. I don't know. I mean, you can go about different ways, like the way because his thing is a very negative post. It's saying like, hey,
Oh, yeah, I mean,
95,000
it's from his-
but he can maybe reword it. The thing is like I don't know. I don't know how to combat the source of the issue. I just know how to go about it from like that moment, or I can give advice of that moment. Like he could have made a positive post saying like, hey, I'm glad people are
I think
enjoying my you know.
I think it's tough.
Yeah, it's very tough.
Because I'm assuming the worst where it's like he put years of time into this,
Yeah, definitely.
and then like imagine the guys that made like who's that guy, the Witness game or Braid, and he didn't like imagine he didn't make a dime, and his game is regarded as like the best game of all time or something.
That's one way to fight it.
What?
Put it on consoles only. You can't duplicate console games at this point.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey,
It's
200
tough.
IQ. No, dude. I don't know, man. Like that's crazy. I have no clue,
Good luck. I don't know.
but I would say it's inevitable. It's always gonna happen with ever media. There'll always be duplicates and copies that steal your views and money.
I think it's just comic books. I mean, I don't know if print's gonna die, but dude, comic books are just not in a good. They're not in a good state, man. There are the ones that rise to the top. But I mean,
Create
if
your
you-
own stuff is
Yeah.
like tough.
Yeah. It's just
The thing is,
it's
like-
rough, man.
What about this? What if there's so much content that like you just can't afford all of that? Like
What?
like manga. So there's a website that
From a consumer standpoint?
yeah, from a consumer standpoint. So there is a manga that, or not a manga. There is a website that showed manga. Like it was updating itself every time, like a new version of, or like a new chapter of this manga of different mangas. It was like loaded with a bunch of them, and at some point they were exposed to say like, hey, like you guys aren't. The creators are not agreeing for you guys to display this content, but there is so much there's so much, and I can't afford to buy every single like chapter of this manga. Or like I was reading like 15 different ones, you know. But when I found out, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to continue reading or using the website. And they're changing their model now. They're getting rid of everything they have, and they're going with a paid model where everything that's displayed is they're compensating the artist that it's allowing it. But before that, it wasn't like that. It was literally just people uploading the information on there. But there's so much. Like if you look at it, there's like it is an insane library of manga. Like, and each like story is going to be like already like 68 chapters in, which is
Yeah.
like each chapter is a book. Like it's, you know, if there's like already 10,000, that's an insane number. You know. to just consume.
But
or
it's
to
kind of
buy.
messed up to say I'm just gonna read this for free and not pay them. Like, I don't know.
But I mean,
That's
like,
just life work, you know. Like,
yeah, that's why. Like, I saw once I found that out, I stopped. I mean, I was never self-aware of how this content was being like put on there. You know, I just like, oh, a website that offers all this stuff, cool. And the website never. I mean, it seems like an okay website. I don't know how they were getting the content in the first place, though. But I mean, like, it could be, as a consumer standpoint, you can get so overwhelmed that you can't purchase everything you want to back. You know.
I also think of like homebrew or like ROMs.
Yeah.
I think there's responsible ways of using these things and there's irresponsible ways, and depending on choices that people want to make about like how to do it. Like some people do it for archival reasons. They're like,
Yeah,
this is not available where I'm at. But other people will be like, this is a corporation, they can afford like, and that. But like when you get to stuff like this, you realize it's the fact is it's like these are individuals. And it's harder. I don't know. For me, it's harder when that realization comes in. So.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's tough. I don't know.
hate your topic. Thanks.
Do you want to go to your topic?
Well, you can go to mine. I also hate my topic.
This is brought to you by Diversity.
No, so we had a recent announcement of Half-Life Alyx. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm just going to say Alyx.
Yeah, it's Alex.
Because it's Alyx. Alyx. So they announced the game. It's going to come out in 2020. And they've announced the specs for the game. Now, the specs are very high up there for a computer game to be able to play it.
Let alone VR, right?
Yeah, let alone VR. So, like, the minimum requirements to use VR, this game is higher than those standards. And I think someone on a Steam subreddit looked at the stats, and like around 37% of people can use or can play very well this game. But that's a low number when you think of like your whole platform. That's less than half of your platform that can essentially play this game without any issues, without any hiccups. So when something like when something is trying to make new waves, or like something's just trying to make something new come out, like this new VR game, do you think they should push the boundaries of hardware the way they are with this one, where it's like not going to be accessible to everyone, or do you think they should dial it down and make it accessible to more people to enjoy these games?
knowing their quality of excellence, they shouldn't dumb it down. Even for sales, they have this like, I think they want to do something with this, and they want to set that bar high. It sucks, but I think they shouldn't dumb it down for sales, for accessibility for everyone.
But I mean, like, what if the game flops because not enough people can play it, can like experience it, because it's just too expensive? Like, I gotta upgrade my whole machine now at this point to play this game.
I think if they make a really good product, people will pay money to experience it. It has to be good though. It has to be like
Pay money, what be?
Half-Life 2 review status.
What do you think, Hirosh?
I think of like launch consoles.
Yeah.
Or like not launch games on consoles, next gen consoles, and whenever that happens, it's like, I mean, not whenever. There's sometimes where they'll be like, oh, Breath of the Wild out on Wii U for the people that have Wii U, and then out on the new console. Last of Us was out on PS3, launched with PS4, kind of like updated visuals. But there's other games where it's like Mario Odyssey. The only place you can get it is on the Switch, and it's like meant to push a console purchases.
Yeah.
Pokemon is always a big one. It's like, I think it's a calculated risk by these companies a lot of times, where they understand that they have the investment to use this in this way, and that it's serving multiple purposes. Like Jang was saying, like if this is like that level, that high peak level of like game or experience or whatever it is, because I heard it's a full featured game, like 10-15 hours of like actual game. If it's on that level and it opens the doors up for more things, like more possibilities for other developers, and like, because I saw they also released an engine that, like, I know Half-Life, they have their engine, the Valve engine, I think, where they like it's on the Steam store, so people can just make whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
They're doing that with this, and so I think it's encouraging creation, and it's pushing those boundaries. And VR is still very much in its infancy, and I think this is that next one of those like things where it's like, oh, this is a big step in its evolution of like what we can do with VR. If that's their goal, if that's their like vision, or one of their visions, it's like, hey, we have a game, we have a story we want to tell. This is how we want to tell it. We have technology we've created to go with it. Like that always. I feel like that happens in many industries. Like George Lucas, I think of with like the Star Wars films. He created a lot of the technology he needed to make his movies. It wasn't around, and so that's less on like people. People still could just never mind. That doesn't work. Because but the where it doesn't work is that the viewer doesn't need that stuff to experience it. But I still think that like it is a calculated risk, and when you know a product and you know a demand for a product, though, as well as Valve, I think knows theirs, they know how much this could or couldn't push it, and it'll be worthwhile for them. I think it's worthwhile because for those that already have that high end kind of spec, which is very few, as you said. It's available to try. You know, journalists are going to be getting their hands on it, giving their feedback, sharing it with the world. Yeah. And then it's going to trickle down. And as the technology advances, because it is advancing, like every year, I see like new models of this shit. Yeah. Like that. What's the one? I know you said it's very much mobile quality, but it's the cable, the Oculus Quest. Yeah. That one where it's like no cables. Yeah. But people can play Beat Saber, which people were like, whoa, this game is amazing. Now I can play it on this level, and it doesn't need the highest specs. Yeah. Imagine in a year from now, you'll see the same specs you need for Alex on that VR portable, like handheld unit. I just think it's moving at that pace where whenever people get their VR sets, it's like Beat Saber's an auto buy for a lot of people. This will be an auto buy for a lot of people, just like when Switches came out. Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey were auto buys for those people. It's like they get bundled in with a lot of that stuff. I think that's their strategy with this sort of thing. And What do
you think it's a possibility? So like what they've done now, like they have their old engine, like the Steam engine or the one that they've used for Half-Life, Portal, all these different games. It's an open source that people can they can create their own videos or even like a game if they
movies,
want to.
Games.
Yeah. What if that's their ultimate intention with this new version?
What?
Like they're building like a
platform.
Like a platform. They're building a new engine that they're like, hey, look, we've made Half-Life Alyx on this engine. You guys can make literally this same quality.
Yeah, it's like Unreal. Here's the Unreal Engine. Fucking every game on Earth has this engine.
Like this. They're going to do like a world building type thing where people can create content within this thing. And
I don't know about within Alex.
Not within Alex, but like I'm sure like if someone creates something, you can like
it's like a dev
hop
kit.
in. Yeah, you can hop in on VR and like see content that people have created, not within like actual. Like they might have something going on. Like they might have like a home world or like
content creators for that, like a community that they can share.
So what if that's going to be their building thing?
I think that's a part of it, and that's part of the investment. It's like we don't see this direct sales profit, but we might see this in terms of exposure, in terms of usage, in terms of that.
Like they started out with obviously making games, and then it's people want their service now. Like when you think of a PC game, like it was a huge thing with the Epic Store. Like people did not want to leave the Steam Store. They still don't want to leave the Steam Store. Like if they get games, they want to buy it on Steam. They want everything to be revolving around Steam,
or at least be able to. Yeah, like and even when you get a Humble Bundle, you can link it to Steam.
Yeah, exactly. Like. So that's kind of what I feel like that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to keep everyone on this platform, but not only that, but like, you know, like they want people to continue using their platform, and they're going to build a new engine for them to build.
Well, they're also competitors in the VR space, and I think this is them making a big push in that direction. Yeah. It's like, what other brand do they have? Does other companies have that can compete with a Half-Life has a notoriety to it within the gaming.
But I think it's a little bit of like what he was saying. Like if they build it, they will come.
If you guys remember, we were talking about the Epic Store thing, and like if Epic did some crazy shit, I was like, Epic. I don't know. There was like I think we were talking about consoles, like some random ass console. I'm like, if that console was the only place you could get Half-Life, people will come. This is that shit. I called it.
Seems like fuck. We got to make that one.
Weekly DLC. Sponsorships get you places.
Maybe next week we'll be sponsored by Steam.
By
Money.
Steam.
By money.
By water. By
wa-
Steam.
By hot water.
I'm telling you, you guys remember that?
I do, yeah.
Told you.
You're so proud of yourself for calling it out.
I still agree with that thought that I think people will go to it at some point. Maybe not immediately,
Yeah.
but
But it's true,
definitely piqued my interest. I'm like, okay, if I ever get a VR unit, that is the biggest thing. I don't like our cables.
Mhm.
I don't like how cumbersome VR units are now.
Yeah.
It's like you got to set up a whole goddamn room. If you live in an apartment, like
So-
go like
I think I might have told you. I don't know if I've said it on the podcast though,
No.
but I have my setup. Like,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there is.
you got like because a lot of them at least the early ones also have those cameras that have to.
So I have a total of 3 cameras, and each one has to be hooked up to my computer. So I have 2 extension cables. So one of the cameras I can use just this regular wire to make
Okay.
it put in front of me. Then I've got one like to the far end of the corner, and I have to have an extension cable for that. Then I have one diagonally all the way to the back of me, and I have to have an extension cable for that. And then I have 2 extension cables that. So I drilled dog leashes, the ones that like the ones that have a
Retract?
handle and retract and detract. So I have the very first one that goes directly from my computer straight up. That one is locked into position, so it droops down a little bit, so it has slack. The other 2 are open, so essentially, like if I have my headset on and I walk all the way to the corner of my room, it will extend the whole wire to the corner of my room. When I walk back, it retracts all the way back up, so I don't have wires to worry about.
I'm imagining. You guys know the movie Big Lebowski?
Yeah.
Do you remember when they go into the one rich woman's place and she's just like on these wires? I'm imagining a VR unit.
When like a head crab grabs me and like drags me, like my head unit drags me. No.
Oh no! Have you seen that video of the girl where she's just like it's grabbed her by the head and it's just like taking her through this whole course and it's like her whole body. I'll show you guys. It's fucking hilarious.
But yeah, so like I
You gotta
was like,
set up.
that was the thing. Like
Yeah.
I was like I gotta get rid of these wires.
Yeah.
So now like everything's off to the side and like the wires move like away from me as I get closer to the middle of the room. And then if I pull back out, it'll.
I think it'll get to a point where I mean we're seeing
But some people will almost break windows.
Yeah, dude. There's literally like the game when you're in any game, it shows boundaries, and they're like an inch away from hitting my freaking window, dude. These people need to learn how to play games, dude. It's too immersive.
Hey, some people lean on tables that aren't there, dude.
I mean, VR is a great experience, man. You gotta try it. But I highly suggest the one that just doesn't require cameras anymore, but it's still wired to your computer though. So
no
one
cables.
One wire.
It'll get there.
Yeah.
You
It'll
can
get there.
buy an upgrade for it. It's very expensive. It's like a battery pack that.
I want no cables and affordable, because you're competing these games, and like I know that it's pushing technology and it's niche.
Yeah.
And I think they understand that it's niche, but they also understand that the potential is there for future, and they want to be those first people
Yeah.
that have created that.
It's just.
But like, you're competing against PS5s, Xboxes, Switches that are Stadias over here.
But that's the one thing though is like the Quest. That's the one that's completely
Right.
wireless.
It's getting there. That's why I'm like, you're almost there.
Yeah.
I'm
It'll get
seeing
there.
the signs.
It'll get there.
You make like a $200 version of this, and on that level where I can play Alex.
That's the point. The Alex version. We're already talking about there's desktop computers that can't handle that game.
I know, but
let
like,
alone a headset alone.
the speed at which computers advance is insane.
I think for a headset unit, like okay, it is within the foreseeable future, but I think it's still not within like you're gonna be like over
To counter,
VR by the
but
time
the
it's-
speed, that technology for micro SD cards to get cheaper, it's slow.
like living in those moments. I think for wireless VR to get there, it's gonna be a while because what they're doing now is they're
Remember this
mirroring-
episode.
They're mirroring
Next week.
So you can buy a unit. You can buy a unit that mirrors essentially
A
like
remote?
like your computer essentially. So that's what they're doing right now. So you're still using.
I'm predicting
the hardware.
we're at 147. I predict by
200.
240.
Another.
We'll hear something about a VR unit that.
I mean, it's already there technically. The only thing
You're
is it's
hedging your
not.
bet?
It's a mirroring like thing. I don't think.
No, I mean
that's-
full. I mean full.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think that is the full thing.
240.
All right.
Damn.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right. We have to come back to this episode,
I know. 147.
and then you're gonna be like, it was full. I'm like, nope.
it's when I
mirroring.
want to
Doesn't count.
when I called a bet and made a prediction.
You know what I predict? I predict that this explanation of it is gonna evolve, and we're gonna start seeing the mirroring.
Augmented reality.
We're gonna start seeing the mirroring as full VR at this point. So they're gonna be like, it's gonna be like glasses,
Stadia, bro.
and it mirror. Yeah, exactly. So you're gonna put on glasses, and it mirrors, like it's gonna mirror what your computer can handle, and you'll be like, that's full VR.
Remote
That's full
play.
VR already.
Stadia, baby.
But it's not gonna be the headset by itself. Just saying.
Okay.
It's gonna have a secondary unit. That's my top.
On to the final topic. You guys are in some heavy spaces. I want to dumb things down. Let's talk about Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Pokemon VR.
Droopies, Smoopies,
Grookies.
Grookies, Poopies. Guys, what do you guys? I want to hear impressions. I want to hear just general thoughts,
It's a really
and then
bad game.
I have some questions.
I don't recommend it. Don't buy it.
You heard it here first, and last.
It'll hook you. You'll start shiny hunting, EV training.
You might even beat the game already.
So yeah, I've technically already beat the game.
Credits
so
have rolled for you.
credits have rolled for me. Okay, I would also argue that I haven't beaten the game, but credits have rolled for me.
You beat it.
There's still more.
I mean, there's an end
It's like
game.
Death Stranding. Like there's credits, then you beat it. Because there's more after that. Like
I
100.
can
There's
tell you
endgame?
that the Pokemon that is on the cover of my game I still don't own. Yet I've beaten the game.
Someone didn't beat the game.
So.
Okay, you like it?
Yeah. So the last one I went to, so there was Sun and Moon, and then Ultra Sun and
Ultra
Moon. I
Sun
think.
and Moon.
So
Ooh.
I think I got either Sun or Moon. I don't know which one. I have one of those, and I barely touched it. I would say maybe
Least played
5
Pokemon.
hours. Yeah. Yeah, literally my least played Pokemon. Maybe 5 hours worth of gameplay in that
Okay.
in that thing. And I don't know, this one, I think it is the fact that it's on a console, or like a TV connected console.
You're playing on TV mostly?
I played portable until my the thing says you're dying, and I'll be like, all right, and then I go
Okay.
TV.
Should have got the new Switch.
How are you in it? Progress?
3 badges in on my 4th
Playthrough?
onwards. No.
On my birthday.
New game plus.
Which
what's
is funny.
that? Slay the Spire Ascension.
Ascension
Last
4.
year, Let's Go came out, and I think I got 1 badge and stopped playing it because I just didn't like the gameplay style. I was like, I really don't like this. And
Yeah. So what do you
going
think
back
of this
to,
compared
like,
to this?
The old school, it's a lot better, but I feel like it's still the
But
same.
that
It's like
investment
the
paid
same.
off, dude. You got an Eevee for it, dude.
I mean, they're easy to catch. Fuck, I caught
but
Yeah,
another
no,
Eevee.
this one Gigamaxes.
Yeah, it's that special
Oh.
evolution.
It turns into a
I want
Megazord.
Pikachu.
I got Pikachu.
Trade it.
It's Fat Chew.
We'll trade it.
Oh,
you got Muscle
Do you
Chew
know
too,
if you
right?
can make a babyfy it? Babyfy it?
Oh,
Breed it?
Yeah. breed it.
I'll drop it off at the brothel.
BB.
No, but do you know if it
Baby.
does breed, if it'll be the
I don't know.
Gigamax version?
I have no idea. I'll look into it. So you're saying you were saying it's very much Pokemon.
3 badges in. It's kind of the same. They added Dynamax. They dumbed down the little things, and like Vargas told me about. There's a guy. I don't have to look at Cerebi anymore. There's a guy that tells you your IVs, like best, good,
After a
okay.
certain point, the guy gives you the ability
Oh, okay.
to see IVs.
Yeah.
But
On
you
your
need,
own.
You need to beat the game first.
So he hasn't beaten the game. So,
But I have that ability though.
So he's beating
but
the game.
you don't have the last Pokemon, so the legendary. So
The last Pokemon.
So I think I'm got the least amount of progress. I'm not even 1 badge.
But you're 200 hours in.
I'm
level 16, no badge, no problem.
Pokemon
It won't let me
listen to
catch
me.
anything. Grookey's like fucking Grookey.
Not evolved, but like still like just as big as its final form.
But, I mean, I feel like that. They're like level 20 some across the board.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no one is. They're all like level 10 trainers. I'm like, give me your money.
So
I just go up to him like.
that trainer that you saw in the cave, that
Bet-
was the more challenging trainer I was telling
Be-
you.
Yeah, I thought the
But you
bidet.
just happened
Bidet.
I call him
Bead.
bidet.
I don't know.
But
Bidet.
I saw someone put like a pronunciation. It's like bead or something.
to Beady.
Anal bead.
I see him annually.
His freaking wig. God damn it.
Did you guys get haircuts?
I did.
There's no bald option, so I'm mad.
I got the buzzed.
I got the extra hair,
Got the
Okay.
bowl cut.
which apparently doesn't allow me to wear a hat.
What?
Yeah.
Messed up. Discrimination. Diversify your hair. Yeah, so I got through the wild. I've experienced the wild area, seen like 40 Pokemon so far. Yeah, I mean, it's very much a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
But I like some of the things. It definitely feels like an improvement over Let's Go,
Yes.
like how you were saying.
Yes.
There are things I liked about Let's Go, which is the whole roaming, like seeing Pokemon in the wild.
Yeah.
That is like my favorite new thing that the Switch games have done. Is like just I can choose not to run into any of this shit.
I do wish though, like they would have done this for like what they did for Let's Go. I think in Let's Go you can find a shiny out in the open.
Yeah,
And this one you cannot do
it
that.
has to be one of the hidden.
You have to encounter it
Okay.
to know if it was a shiny or not.
The wild area, I do like the Death Stranding, the internet, like where you meet people and you could see the strands, and it's kind of clunky though.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
they can
I've-
improve it.
Have you linked up with other people, real people?
Yes, once on the internet.
How long
One of
did
my
it take
viewers.
you?
Not that long.
So like when you said like wait for people, you hit search.
Mm-hmm.
It just like
With the passcode.
Yeah, yeah. With the wonder
It's-
or the surprise trading.
Yeah.
it-
not the trading, the raids.
Oh no, the
Yeah,
raids.
it's
the,
it's
the
fast.
raids sometimes take a while. Like
Oh.
it's quick if I hop onto someone because
So you can search to find other people's raids.
Yeah, yeah.
And you have a better chance
But
there.
I have it'll fill up quickly. Where if I like find one, I'm like, oh, I really want to do this one, and like one person will join. Usually like within a 1 minute of the wait time, and then like no one else joins after the rest of the wait time.
Okay.
It'll end the count, and then it automatically.
And are you picking what Pokemon you're raid battling, or is it
Yeah,
just?
you can switch to the Pokemon you want to use, and it
Well,
doesn't.
no,
have to
not
be
the
in your
Pokemon
team.
you want to use.
No,
The Pokemon
no.
you want to fight.
No, it did
No,
it shows the
random.
shadow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
you'll-
random. It's a random encounter, but like each section has a specific
Type.
group of Pokemon that'll always be.
Okay.
So you can kind of
Stay in one and just keep raid
and
battling
there
until you get
there
something.
is essentially cheating in a sense that you can change the time of your switch 1 day forward, and it'll
reset.
randomize the
Oh,
Pokemon
okay.
again.
Oh, interesting.
I'm gonna call Nintendo.
We're gonna see.
They're gonna watch.
I mean,
you.
I haven't done it. I'm not that dedicated.
Yeah. So the raid thing is interesting because that makes me think of like Pokemon Go, where you're trying to fight super tough Pokemon
Yeah.
with the help of other trainers, both real and. I like the idea that it also lets you do it without real people, like just NPCs.
yeah, yeah.
Sometimes they're dumb as fuck, and I'm like, why did you bring
I know.
this?
But
Literally, your Pokemon has fainted every turn.
I did a
I mean,
Ditto.
Hopto.
I did a Gigamax Ditto. It was me and one other dude that were actual players, and the other two were NPCs.
Yeah.
One of the NPCs had a Magikarp, and I'm like, "This is the dumbest thing." Ditto copied Magikarp. We're like, "This is the easiest fucking fight right now." It turned into the easiest fight. I'm like, "Wow, this worked out
You're
for
like,
all of us."
checkmate. You just played yourself.
The only problem is it had Hydro Pump. I have no clue how it had Hydro Pump, but it had Hydro Pump.
The one thing I can complain about is that wild area. I thought that was the next progression, so I stayed there for a long time, and I was like, "Wait, I'm not supposed to be here." I think
For as long as you were.
Yeah, because I kept on seeing like those glowing things.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I want to go to this one.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another one. Oh, I want to go to this one. And I spent like too much time there. And I was like,
I mean,
wish-
some would argue. So this takes me to my next point. You were saying how this is very much a similar Pokemon game. I think a lot of people with the Switch games were hoping for the next like definitive gen of Pokemon to be a little bit more ambitious, and I think in some areas it didn't go far enough. Like it shows ideas of it, but there's very conservative with those. And one of those is that open area where it's like freedom to like I can fight whatever, and you know if I can't take it, then I'm gonna get the shit. But anyway, like if you're fighting a level 40 Pokemon, you just started the game. There's only so much you can do. But if you want to stay in there for forever, I think it's sort of like Breath of the Wild in some ways, where it's like depending on what you do there, it can make things easier or harder, but not to the same freedoms of Breath of the Gives you that taste. Do you guys feel like it should have gone further? Do you feel like that would have taken away too much from what a Pokemon game is, or with that, or with other aspects, like just becoming more ambitious?
I think it could have gone further. I do know, like, playing the game, though, like, I'm great that they did the Dexit, dude. Like, I'm already overwhelmed. The Dexit is, like, they took off, like,
that was the outcry against it, but you're glad with, the limited amount.
There's 400 fucking Pokemon.
There are 400 in this one?
In this one.
Oh,
I mean, there are some, a lot, like,
repeats?
not a lot of them, but a few of them are repeats. Like, you still got Pikachu, you got Eevee, but they're all different. Like, they can evolve into newer forms. Well, not Pikachu, but like Eevee specifically. Yeah. And you got other ones too. Not Bidoof, but the Zigzag Zune or whatever the heck.
Yeah, Ziggy.
He's from previous ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, like,
so you're glad they didn't do that.
Imagine if we had all of them. Like, you're like, catch 1,500 Pokemon. Nah, bro, I'm good.
I kind of wished the trading thing was a lot better. The interface. It's just, I don't know. It's just not good.
So that to me, it's tough because I'm on one part I'm like, that's Pokemon. On the other part I'm like, Nintendo as a whole, just like their
needs to revamp their online.
Their online mentality is just behind.
Yeah.
And I see it in all. I see it just so much in all their games that I'm like, I don't even know if it's any one game.
The GTS was good. I don't know why they went backwards.
Global trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just like, I want this.
I'm very curious what the competitive aspect of it will be. Like, can you do casual matches and ranked matches online with other real people, and like you have a score like an ELO or whatever?
Like I said, they should have ranked matches, and if you do good enough, you get invited to like competitive.
They did that with GTS, right? The global, or like
that's the trading stuff.
Well, like they had like a battling version of that, right? BTS? I don't know.
I don't remember. I remember there was a battle tower, and you could see how far you could go in that.
Oh, okay.
I'm not privy enough to like what, since like the early days to now. I don't remember what they did online.
I know most fighting in the previous ones.
There's what?
There was ranked fighting in the previous ones, and I feel like they did do a. Whoever was like the top got invited to like a real Pokemon tournament.
I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see. I'll look into it. I'm curious too. But like, I know in the past, one thing I know for sure that they've done is if you wanted to go to like the World Championships, like Pokemon League Champions or whatever, for card games, for video games, for whatever, you had to go to in-person events.
Right.
Yeah.
Show up, get points, and then those were the points that.
You know who's waiting for you, right? The kid with the checklist.
I'm coming back.
He's probably old now. He's like a young adult now. He's like fresh out of college.
Bro, Fortnite.
It's all about Fortnite.
Stupid kid. I'm so pissed off.
A Grookey? Okay.
The silence.
It was messed up. He fucked me up.
But then you mess another kid up, and now that kid's traumatized for life.
Pay it forward. No, but like you would have to go to these live events, get points there, and those points would then qualify you based on how many you had to enter a regional or qualify into those regional global tournaments. But you have to fly out in person. I think this has the potential, and I'm speaking not with no knowledge of how the end game is, of like if it is like how you're saying where I can have I know first person shooters have ELO scores where it's like based on a number of factors of your kill death, your wins, your losses.
Street Fighter has cards.
Yeah, Street Fighter has cards. I know Overwatch has like their ranked season stuff. You have a score. If this had something like that, I think that adds a lot to the longevity of like its competitiveness. I think that competitiveness, Pokemon's always been doing tournaments with their games. I think that's one of the cool things about it is like it is so accessible, but it is so complex. I like that. I hope it has that because I remember like a lot of people back in the day didn't like in order to be competitive, you had to have done the breeding. You had to have done the IV stuff. You had to have done the
Perfect.
perfect stuff. And if you made one wrong guess of like this team dynamic doesn't work, you have to start over with a new Pokemon. I feel like that's not like I'm not getting better as a trainer by doing that repetitively. I want to put more time into actually doing the battles at those points of like learning how to be a better battler or whatever against another player and stuff. And I think the measures they've taken, like what you said about seeing your IVs in an easier way, relearning those like quality of life stuff. I'm glad they've been like slowly making those changes to like, oh, you don't want this nature? It's just hold this item, easy fix. You can breed like 5 of them.
You know how to get better though, right? You have to have a clipboard with a pen.
There's an item in the game called Clipboard. Makes Pokemon better.
Imagine they put the kid in there. He's like, what Pokemon you got?
Imagine you.
I've been taking notes of all your fights.
And then you just tell them the wrong ones. I have Mankey.
There's an in-game youngster with a clipboard, and whenever you talk to him, he always announces your
Update.
first Pokemon, like the very first one, the one that's ahead in front of your party.
Get in the Pokeball, Shinji.
So like you get Charmander, he's like, Charmander, huh?
Counter. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, what else would you like to see it lean more into?
You know what I want them to do? Like, you know how like in Monster Hunter you can have like item sets and armor sets? Do they have team sets? Like you can, I want this team and insta switch your team.
Oh, like save a preset.
They do.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, in the Pokemon box, you can set different party members.
Oh.
Like a whole party, and then you can literally just select that one and bring it into your main party line. So you can literally set party like whole parties.
Sword and Shield set. Hunting Horn set.
Oh, muscle Pikachu.
Dude,
All
my
Pikachus
team right
all the
now,
time.
I feel like an idiot, but I was like, I want all like little furry creatures. I have the little pink bear that turns into like the scary pink bear.
Yeah,
oh my
yeah,
god,
yeah.
the fucking I think this is a monster, man.
Yes. I have the panda.
Oh yeah, Panchi.
Yeah. I have this other. I have the fox.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The dark.
Purloin?
Yeah. No,
No, I know, but you have Purloin.
No, I don't have Purloin.
No, Thievul. He evolves into Thievul.
But I don't also have Purloin. I don't have Purloin. I have like, I think one other, like just like
Wooloo.
bear.
a bear.
I don't know.
Bear.
I forget.
Is it like droopy nose?
No.
Or like is it boogers coming
I
out?
have to double check. But like all my guys, I'm like these are like forest critters.
But you're not a furry.
I'm not a furry.
Furry.
I'm not a furry either. But I diversify my team. All furries.
All furries.
Are Pokemon furries or are they Pokemon?
Furries.
If you dress up as one, you become a furry.
What?
I mean, I think it depends on the Pokemon. If you dress up as Pikachu, you're not a furry. If you dress up as like Lucario or one of the ones that looks like Lucario.
Are you just saying that because Sonic Fox? Man, you're
No, I'm not saying because of
you're
Sonic
not
Fox.
diversified.
I'm saying like some of the Pokemon look like they're like more like
Furries?
Okay, if
a Magikarp is not a furry.
All right, if you have a
Right.
full body costume Pikachu, maybe not. But if you have like, I don't know. I think
So it's the
Pikachu's a furry.
approach.
No.
You're
What
saying
if you
the
have a
approach?
full
It's a
body
approach.
costume Pikachu that's furry?
No, I don't
I say it is though,
think it is.
but we can argue about that later.
That's my new topic.
Sonic the Hedgehog
Surprise topic.
cosplay? Furry?
Surprise!
Sanic. What would you like to see them leaning? Like if they have another one, like if they, you could be like, I want this implemented.
Oh no, I also want to add one thing. Like you know how Mario Kart has ghost battles? Like you can ghost battle people that you met. Like let's say they have a team and you can like they
Oh,
would
yeah.
act like how you would act in a fight. So I will
I think that
ghost data.
having the team is one thing. Acting how you would act,
That
I
would
think
be
is
scary.
tough.
Like I don't think
I'm trying to figure out how they would do
AI.
that. Well, maybe they do like you could set your team to be like play aggressively, defensively.
I want them to download your consciousness like Black Mirror and put it in the internet.
Pokemon VR.
Help me! You see yourself. Help me! Get me out of this game!
What if it just takes like the way you battle every time with the same Pokemon? And it's just like, all right, he plays very aggressively, never uses growl.
60%
Perfect.
he uses this move
Yeah.
against this
But
type.
like, I think there's more to it than just like what move I use. It's
That's
like
true.
There is, but
because it's like I'm using these moves because of the opponent reacting or not reacting a certain way.
at
I
least
think,
with Pokemon, they're not gonna. Just
It'll
like,
get there.
yeah. Partner with Google, machine learning.
Get in my head, Shinji.
Break the glass, Shinji.
What would you like to see added to a Pokemon game? Like one feature or one mechanic or...
Well, at least right now, like if you're shiny hunting, egg wise, because you have to keep the Pokemon when they hatch.
Yeah.
It fills up your bank, and there's no way to mass release them. You have to literally release them one by
quality
one.
of
They
life.
have a way to mass select and mass move, but for some reason,
I mean, Pokemon Go
You
just
can't
turns them into
master this.
candy.
I think because they don't want like younger brothers to delete
it up.
save game.
Pokemon is linked to a lot of trauma in my life.
you can't. But that's a
Okay.
small one. I mean, like I haven't
Pick
gotten
something
up-
big.
Big. What would they do now? I think having like an online only section, like you know how you go into like a tower, you go on and
In Destiny?
you go into an online mode where like everyone you see in the game is someone there.
What
And
is that? What would you be able to do there?
I think when you talk to someone, you can suggest like, "Hey, would you like to trade?"
that'd be
or
cool.
would you like to battle? And it's just like you just walk
Looking
up to them and-
for-
yeah, looking for, and you can have like a little like message like looking for.
It should be the Pokemon icon.
yeah, looking
Yes.
for Charmander, like, and it just shows a Charmander or something like that,
That'd be cool.
and make it a little more social. Because right now, like, I mean, it's either random or you just
Friend code.
I don't know how it was in Go or Let's Go. They should do like what Overwatch does, seasonal like costumes.
Oh.
That would get the interest like for people playing.
You're taking all the good ones. I think seasonal stuff would be interesting.
Santa Claus, Pikachu
Events.
With the
I'm
nipples.
gonna get enough seasonal stuff with Animal Crossing, so I'm good
with
with
with the nipples.
that. No, thank you. No, thanks.
No, there's a
good.
Pokemon with nipples, dude. So I was like, whoa, TOS.
Fucking final form of Grookey.
Is like a fighting type.
Which one?
I don't know. He has like a wraps around his head, and he looks like a Hitmonchan.
I think I know
He
you're
has
talking about.
nipples. Like, I was like, ooh, nipples.
That's all he concentrates on. Are the nipples.
I'm trying to think. I mean, honestly, after this one, I would love some voice dialogue.
Yes. Please.
A lot of the scenes made me think of anime.
Yeah, like
Like-
fucking Hop constantly hopping even though he
God
loses.
damn it. Hey, Hop saved me,
Motherfucker,
dude.
dude.
So.
Oh yeah, dude, he like tag team with Hop to fight some other people.
Damn. Not safe for
And-
work.
All of his Pokemon were getting wrecked, dude.
I'm
And
getting
yours?
destroyed, yeah.
Hop's Wooloo was surviving all the hits and taking them all out. Dude.
Serious? Damn.
He survived that fight just because Hop did. and he just before he made the comment, he's like, how the hell does Hop win these gym challenges? I'm like, that's how he wins, dude. It's so funny, dude.
Heart of the cards.
Shit.
Heart of the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Never talk shit on Hop again.
Yeah, I think voice acting would be really cool because, like, for an RPG game to have come so far visually, I would love like hearing these characters like it's an anime.
Yes.
And like seeing all the because a lot of these cutscenes in this one make me feel like I'm playing an anime.
Yeah.
Like the stuff at the beginning with Hop and Sonya and all these other characters. I'm like,
I think
it would engage me more.
I think every
And kids would love it.
every
but-
newer Pokemon game should always have a throwback to a previous one. Like they've done it before, where it's like you meet a guy named Red, and supposedly
yeah.
he's supposed to be like the
OG.
previous, the previous trainer that you played as,
Yeah.
in Red or in Blue or whatever. I think they should always have throwbacks like that. There should be like a hidden champion somewhere. He's like, yeah, my name is this.
This isn't exactly new, but I know they've done it a while ago. I forget which one, but like New Game Plus would be interesting. But like make it legitimately more difficult. Like not necessarily you're starting over, but like you can go back to all the gym fights, and they're like pro player teams based on those types.
Yeah, they have fucking like they throw it out. So I have a buddy who like uses tactic on me. He threw spikes.
Yeah.
On the ground. So whenever a Pokemon switch in, and he would use a Pokemon
gets
that
hit.
like was super quick and would hit you and cause you to switch Pokemon.
It forces
and then,
you to switch,
forcing me to switch, and then I take damage.
They're just taking
and
damage
then
from
he'd
that.
switch again, switching it. I'm like,
And you can't hit him.
I fucking hate you right now.
Yeah.
I fucking hate you.
Yeah, they should. I want to see like that high level, because it wouldn't be something like a kid would be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do this.
Like you need to, every time you fight someone, you have to train. Like you have to like straight up like you might have to find a Pokemon that has higher speed and level it to the point that it has higher speed than those guys.
So they did something with Let's Go that I thought was interesting, and I thought it was difficult, and it was kind of cool, but I wanted them to lean more in a different direction with it, like pivot it.
Yeah.
They did the like master. You're a master of a certain Pokemon, and there were trainers throughout Pokemon Let's Go, where it's all throughout the Kanto region, which is the region in which that game takes place. There were trainers who were like, I'm the Caterpie master, and so he has like a level 80 Caterpie, and you have to face him with your level 80 Caterpie.
It has to be Caterpie.
And if you beat him with yours,
You get that title?
you get the title Caterpie master. And I was like, conceptually, I like it. I don't feel like it's adding much like challenge or strategy to the fight, because what I like about Pokemon is not one-on-one fights. I have a team, and this team provides me the strategy I want.
Right.
And so take that idea a little bit further, and I think they got something interesting for the people that are looking for that challenge.
So then we can do like, I'm the Lightning Master, and he only
I'm the
uses-
Shocker,
What if
3-time champion.
there was like a Super Mario Maker? You make your own gym, and you have people.
Hell yeah!
You have people,
Dude, that's how you do. That's how you do the thing you're talking about, where you're like, put my team out there.
You
be
make
like-
your own gym.
Fuck yeah, 100%. And that's also how you could do the whole customize shit, where you're like, I don't want a den, I don't want a cave, I don't want a whatever, I want a gym. They're like, all right, you've beaten the game,
And it
you've
should
done
have
the
a
end
percent
game.
rate. Mario.
Yes, I love that idea. That is so cool. Yeah,
GameFreak.
hire this boy.
GameFreak, call me.
And then we can be the official Pokemon podcast.
Yes.
Valve, listen to us. Game Freak, listen to us.
Pokemon, listen to us.
Pikachu, Pika me, Pika him,
Don't peek at
Pikachu.
me though.
Pika this guy.
Peek at the nipples.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I like playing on this. I've been playing handheld. Every time I go to the gym, I just put it and I'm just playing, and like an hour goes by.
Damn, you could use that add-on. Right
No, because I'm on the elliptical. I'm just like
The Joy-Cons like
I'm Joy-Cons are off. Yeah, on the thing. Throw the ball.
when it does when you're cooking, it tells you to do the Joy-Con like this.
So man, I was fucking
I
up.
suck at that.
So I was fucking up cooking, dude. So like the fan is whatever.
Real
but
life.
The stirring, you're supposed to do it fast. I
Really?
didn't know that. So I was going like at the same speed as a ghost.
Yeah. You're
You're
not.
supposed to go.
But I thought you're not supposed to make it splash.
Oh shit, I don't know.
I thought you're go fast, but not too fast.
Yeah, there are. So like the fire, if you go crazy, at some point it's just like a raging fire, and you see black smoke, and so you
Well done,
can't-
steak.
You can't go that high, obviously. Like there's like a perfect mode to go to the fire, perfect mode to go to
Yeah.
the stirring, and then there's a thing. So the highest I've gotten is one away from the highest version of making food.
Okay.
So whenever you finish making food, it's like it gives you an award or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got Copper Jaw or whatever. Copper Jaw.
I have no idea what that is.
And then the next highest one, I don't know what the next highest one is, but there's one more after
Yeah,
that.
I suck at
Nah.
cooking.
I just can't get it. I
In
don't
real
know.
life and video games.
Make a mukbang video in Pokemon. Pokemon.
Dude, it makes me
Sunshine.
want to eat curry though. Like every time I see it, I'm like,
That's
"Whoa,
why I had it tonight.
curry.
Yeah, I think we covered a lot of it. I'm curious. I want to come back to this when we're all like at the end game stuff.
Yeah.
What is your Jang? You were asking this earlier. What is your like goal with Pokemon Sword and Shield?
You said Jang, but
Well, no, Jang brought this up earlier. I'm asking you,
having
Vargas.
one shiny.
Ooh, just one.
I feel like I'm not gonna fucking go shining all of them.
I want to get some good IV, like a competitive team, and hunt some.
We should have a little
shinies.
tournament, the three of us.
I'll rank all of
I'll
you.
be hot.
That's fine.
Pick the opposite.
Wooloo. We should do a thing where we pick someone that's existing, like a gym leader or Hop or what's his name, Leon. We have to match their team, and then we fight like each other with that team.
It's gonna take some
That'd
time.
be pretty cool.
That'd be interesting. I also think I tried doing this. I know people have done this, but I tried doing this with some friends when I was in high school. well, I was trying to do a draft.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I eliminate. You can't pick him, and then you pick something, and then, like, I think that's how like League and Dota do when they're doing their stuff. You
Or we
like,
should like go around like this, but we pick the Pokemon you have to pick, like the team.
So you pick my
Like,
team, I'm picking his.
I'll pick the 6 worst Pokemon.
Yeah. Okay.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
So I get all the furry Pokemon. Or he gets all the furry Pokemon.
All
They
of
still
them.
have that thing where like, if it's a low level, it bumps everyone up to a certain.
Yeah, I know online play. It's like auto takes you to 50 or auto to whatever.
So they do have a battle tower.
Okay.
And so my Pokemon you saw were like level 60. I went in the battle tower all level
Yeah,
50.
they dropped to 50.
Capped it.
Captain. How are the
Can't be
cards?
duplicates.
No, I like certain items, right?
Oh.
You can rent.
We
a
can talk
team.
about it.
You
Huh?
can rent a team at the battle tower.
What?
Yeah. You talk to some guy and he just offers you a rented team, and
That's
then when
funny.
you go to like enter the battle tower, you can choose between your team. Like
Sucks
you have
to be
pick
those Pokemon.
you have to pick 3 Pokemon. So
Yeah.
you can choose like some from your team and some from the
Oh wow.
from the rented.
So
team.
the other thing I've learned in the competitive stuff is just watching Pokemon tournaments. Doubles is like the biggest competitive platform. What do you guys think about that?
It's interesting. It brings an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, I think it brings a different dynamic, which I think is rare right now. Like, or it's like it's fresh and it's new, but I think eventually it'll go back to.
It's been doing that for a couple generations.
Yeah,
So I don't. Yeah, it's different, but yeah, it's not what I grew up with. So I'm like,
yeah, like when
I'm the okay
when
boomer.
when you connect online, it'll show you like the stamps, is what they called. A lot of them are like, hey, let's get in a duel battle. I'm like,
They would
no.
never do this. You know what would be crazy if it's like a 6-on-6, you can only pick one Pokemon. You have to like communicate like who goes next.
Oh shit!
Switch out.
what if they did? I don't know how this would work. This
Twitch
probably has
fights.
to be a spin-off game. If they did one of those like arena games type games, but with Pokemon, you pick your 6 and you just throw one in, see how all the other
Oh
trainers.
wow. Battle Royale.
Battle, yeah.
Niantic, Pokemon, no, not GameFreak.
Dances.
Oh my God, no.
You have someone throwing a Ditto and wins because they copied the strongest Pokemon.
Yeah.
I really like the jerseys and the chants when you're in the. Oh, so you haven't gone to a gym, dude? They start chanting like, oh,
69.
69.
When it gets to like Dynamax mode,
Yeah.
it gets really like like the chanting and the music gets really rowdy and it gets really cool.
You seen the memes, people dancing.
I do like how they showed you like at the very beginning. They're like, "Look, welcome to the league," and like they showed all the gym leaders, and they walk out on stage. I was like, "All right, this is kind of cool. I gotta face you, motherfucker."
Which I think is funny because there's a section
Made
in the
me
game.
think of like Kill Bill.
There's a section in the game where I think someone is trying to like act like, oh, I'm not a gym leader or whatever, and I'm like, I saw you at the beginning of the game, bro. Like you're the gym leader.
You were on TV. Like,
You're famous.
When you meet
therefore you're-
Kabu, he's cool, dude. The fire gym leader, he's cool.
okay.
The following leader though is separate
Hatchel?
for our games.
Oh, I have the fighting one. You have the ghost one.
Oh, so it's
they'll be
fighting.
fighting.
Yeah,
I didn't know what it was.
it's fighting.
Yeah, so yours is fighting.
I'm
Mine was Ghost, yeah.
right at that point. About to fight him.
Her. All right, that's my topic. Let's. What have you guys been up to this week?
I beat Pokemon.
What? I did not know.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, so I beat it. There's still a lot.
How was the game? Is it good? What are your thoughts on the game?
It's I mean, I managed to beat it. I think there was a point where I like every gym leader. I was grabbing a whole new set of Pokemon
Wow.
and like re-leveling up.
Damn.
And so I was like 22, 24 hours into the game of total hour time played, and I was like in the 3rd fucking gym leader. No, I was on
Holy
the 4th
shit.
one. I was on the ghost one. That's
So
the
what?
one I took
what-
forever.
Given that, how much? What was your clock at when you hit? endgame?
34 hours is when I
Alright.
finished the game.
Cool.
And yeah, I mean, like at some point I was just like, you know what, dude, I'm just gonna stick with one team. I'm gonna just go all the way with it, and that's how I got level 60s. But I mean, when you're fighting Leon, the last guy, he has like level 62s. All of his teams are like level
Chump.
62s. So, just letting you know.
Okay. Anything else this week?
What else? I went to Kanye West Nebuchadnezzar opera. It was alright.
How did it compare to your biblical experience?
I really enjoyed Sunday service way more.
Yeah.
But
Same.
it was an experience. $20.
Any merch?
I can't argue. They didn't offer merch there, but I wasn't gonna buy any anyways.
Cool.
What else? What else did I do? That's it. I mean, I bought Game of the Year edition. Game of the Year Spider-Man, dude.
Wario 64. Thank you. Sponsored.
You bought it?
I bought it too.
Oh, you both bought it.
I bought it because of his tweet.
What was the tweet?
Thanks, Wario 64. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then went to Wario 64. I saw what was going on. I was
What
like,
was
oh, cool. Amazon's completely out. I was like, damn it. And I was gonna forget about it. And then like two tweets later, it was like a Best Buy version. I'm like, oh, sick. I bought it off of Best Buy. $15. The new Spider-Man game
All
of the Year,
DLC.
which includes all the DLC. $15.
Damn.
Which is gonna be a Black Friday deal, but we just got it in advance.
Nice.
So,
That's a good deal.
Yeah,
You guys gonna play Spider-Man soon?
probably never.
Not soon. Nope.
Before or after God of War?
Ooh.
It's probably before.
I mean,
God
I
of
already
War.
planned them, so it's cool, dude.
Before God of War.
Because you already know what happens in God of War.
We predicted Death Stranding.
Hey, Valkyrie fights, so that's all you need to enjoy.
So that's your week?
That's it, yeah.
Okay.
Pokemon Nebuchadnezzar.
No, it's a full week. How about you, Jay?
More Death Stranding.
Yeah?
Just chipping away. At
What
the
chapter?
Store. Not that much. 6 maybe.
Out of
Yeah.
14, you're halfway there, dude.
Yeah. But dude, you haven't hit chapter 4? Chapter 4 is like 15 minutes. It's like super quick.
Hey, but the intro to chapter 4, though.
Ooh, it's crazy. Yeah, I was like, ooh.
I haven't seen it, though, because I'm not on chapter 4.
What's going on here?
How long is chapter 3?
That's probably
pretty
one of the
long.
longest ones.
Did you get the power up?
I just got off a boat.
So, no, he has
I'm
not
a-
got the
No,
power.
you're gonna get a power up that'll make life so much easier. Because it's like, God, thank God for
Some
this
other legs. It's not a surprise. It's the legs.
Played some Pokemon. No,
Wait, that's
not
a streamer.
Pokemon.
What the-
Pokemon.
I'm like, wait, that's the streamer.
Played some Pokemon. 3 badges in on the 4th right now. 23 or 24 hours.
Okay.
I'm catching every fucking Pokemon.
Everything that
I mean,
moves.
he's not
I
joking.
missed
He's not joking.
I missed one. It was electric type, and he has spikes, and he's yellow, all yellow. And I saw him, and I never saw him ever again. And he was like, all right, fuck this guy. And
Because you killed him or what?
I killed him, and then I tried looking for him again.
It was
and
like the rarest thing.
I was like, I can't find this guy.
Never comes out again. No, I don't know.
So there was this. I don't know if you're here. There's a fairy type, Mirili or Mirceli. I heard that's rare, or that's something I needed to catch. One of my viewers like, you need to catch that one, so I caught it.
That's funny.
But you can't see them. They're one of those Pokemon that hide in the shadow, but you can.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like they're hidden, so you just have to run towards them.
Same thing like the ones that I just traded you today before the podcast. That's only hidden in the shadows. And it's a 1% chance during thunderstorm.
we
I
got
found
him. 100% chance.
Doing. Hey, he got a Farfetch. Doing. I'm enjoying Pokemon. I gotta beat some Death Stranding this week. I'm gonna try to chip away a lot of it. So Pokemon will have to be held at a stop soon. Yeah, The Witcher 3 is not tomorrow. What else? Nebuchadnezzar, $20. I think it's a good deal because they were initially selling the tickets for $150. They dropped it, and before I went, I was checking tickets just to see because it was not getting sold. It was pretty packed, I think.
Yeah, it was.
It was
like,
fucking
full
packed.
house.
So
I mean, there's like maybe like occasionally you see like one empty spot.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
But it was pretty
like,
packed.
Yeah, it was pretty packed.
it was cool, but I just felt like it was a mess. Like it was too short.
it was like you can totally tell it was last minute, dude.
So it's supposed to start at 4. It started at like 6:15. 2 hours and 15 minutes later.
and we had got there early too, so we waited longer than that.
You brought your switches?
I did not.
I did.
Messed
It's
up.
Pokemon.
I was just watching the whole time. I started getting a neck cramp from like looking over at his screen, dude.
Hey, but now we got this,
I was
dude.
like, oh man.
Oh, and we got this.
Oh, it just came in? Your Stadia?
Yeah, this is what I was waiting for,
Stadia?
dude. My Stadia. No, it's like a fixture. It's called Fixture 1.
For some reason, I thought you had that. That's
No.
pretty cool. Okay.
But
You're going to give it a review?
I'm gonna do a review video. I think it's cool. I like it. It's kind of heavy, but
Hey, but you
What's
gotta,
it called?
You gotta tell him that you got the
Fixture?
wrong color.
S1. Yeah, I got the wrong color, but it's okay.
Fixture.
Fixture.
So people
S1.
Google it, they can find it online? Shout outs
Wait,
to our
but we're
new
not
sponsor.
sponsored. No.
It's hard to get now because
Exclusive.
the
It was a
Yeah.
Kickstarter thing.
yeah.
Hey, if we ever have like a paid tier, we should call it exclusive DLC.
But yeah, I think
I
that's
just paid DLC, dude. What the?
Exclusive, okay? Make it sound
It's
fancy.
just paid DLC.
All right, fine. The higher tier.
Is paid
No, not paid.
some Slay Aspire, but no Ascension levels this
Yeah.
week. It's fucking hard. I'm at that point.
I told the guy.
What do you say?
He was like, messed up.
What?
This guy thinks this game is too easy.
Damn.
I went to
Could've met him,
DesignerCon.
Nice.
It was fun.
Titties.
How was it?
There's a lot of adult artists.
More than last
Now,
year.
are these are they comping like actual like real life figures, or are they like, is it like cartoon anime style?
It's a lot of everything.
Okay.
It's all kinds of art.
But
They
it's
veered
titties.
more on the macabre and kind of like eerie stuff. I think because this convention was so close to Halloween, or it's a month after Halloween.
Yeah. So that's just
So
when
I'm
they
sure
create
they
the
have a lot of
content.
that to showcase if
Yeah.
it's new. It's a lot of art that like.
Did you see Bart Sanchez?
I don't know that one.
No.
A lot of artists, much like any other convention, like a WonderCon. But the cool thing for me is they're showcasing art that isn't like as much of a like existing IP. It's their own stuff.
This could be another topic, but there's a lot of like bootleg, not bootleg, but like they're infringing on copyright.
Oh yeah, 100%. I was I love pins. And this place is chock full of these motherfuckers. It's like Etsy, the live store. This place,
Etsy, the
stickers and pins everywhere. But when I'm looking at these pins, I was always curious. I'm like, how do I get into the pin making? Like, I know you went to the T-shirt. You looked at how to
Yeah.
make tees and designs. A lot of that stuff is like at risk because you shouldn't be allowed to do a lot of that stuff. Like, there's warnings when you go to these sites, like, don't do copyright and stuff. I'm like, people do this fucking all the time. How do they?
Right.
And they're like, it's at risk. So as long as they make enough money but not too much money, no one comes after them really.
It's weird.
Or they do variations of
Fair
it.
use is just a weird.
Yeah.
gray-
Like I see so many. I think the people that make a lot of them are the ones that like make them different enough. Like I see Pikachu's wearing ninja outfits instead of like just Pikachu, or like slimy Pikachu, or like I don't know. There's some things, trends that I don't understand. With this, everything looks like pizza. I don't understand that trend.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's interesting. I
Like,
don't.
a good example is Crooks and Castle. They used a Versace symbol, but the law is like if you cover 75% of it, you can use it. So it's like a Versace symbol with the bandana, and it's just like they get away with it. Like
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I didn't get much. I wanted to like browse stickers a lot. There's a few artists that I wanted to find, and I found them.
Is that where you got the ones that you said that you put on?
Yeah, last year I put 2 Pikachu stickers on my Pikachu Switch case, and I got a few more Pikachu stickers. I put 2 of them on my Switch case. I got some. There's one artist that's very raunchy. His username is REIQ. He does some really good art, but yeah, it's very not safe for work. But he's a very good artist.
And you bought a sticker?
I've bought stickers from him at Comic-Con, and I wanted to find him again and buy 1 or 2. He did a Nier Automata one that I really like. I got at Comic-Con, and I wanted to get some of his like creator made characters. He has
Yeah.
some that are just like his own designs.
Original content.
Yeah. But it also, it's like, while it's cool to see stickers and pins mostly, I wish people explored other mediums more. Like some people do like, I don't know, doorknobs or ornaments or coasters and it's tough because it's like people love stickers and pins. It's easier to sell, but I don't know.
You can mass produce it easily.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you do like a hat or like a shirt, it's
Yeah.
like more expensive, and you're not going to make as much.
And people aren't always into those as much, or as easily able to buy them. I don't know.
One of the biggest things within like the tattoo industry is like a lot of like artists that do tattoos will make posters.
Yeah.
But they're breaking into the shoe industry. Like they'll get like blank Converse that are white.
Yeah.
And they will draw over the like a canvas.
Dude,
and they
the
just-
shoe
whole
game
thing.
is you can make profit.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
No, people like what I liked seeing there was a lot of people were doing like whatever they were doing, whatever their niche was or creative corner was, they leaned all into it, and I like that. I was like, they're committed to this like this one guy was into putting teeth on things, like it was eggs, it was
I've
like
seen him.
basketballs,
Yeah.
everything had teeth, and they were
Cans.
very realistic teeth, and I'm like, not for me, but like,
So was there a tomato?
yeah, there's
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, but like all kinds of other styles. It was interesting. I like it because it's kind of like a breath of fresh air
Yes.
of creativity.
More packed than last year?
No, it was so empty. It's actually so empty. It's fucking freezing inside that convention center. Like we both came in t-shirts and shorts. We was like, man, this body heat, even at like normal capacity, it was like we're freezing so bad.
So you bought a jacket?
No, I was just like, I was tolerating it, and Katie was like, I'm fucking. Can we go outside to absorb some sun, and then come back in? I love that convention center.
Did Katie get anything?
Yeah, she got. We both got some stuff. She got like a sticker or two, and then we got some stuff for like we got a cool ornament design.
Was there any Death Stranding artwork?
No, I was looking. There was Baby Yoda stuff,
Oh, wow.
which I
Wow,
was
already?
yeah.
Wow. More
People-
mainstream than Death
People
Stranding.
people are quick. I mean, Yoda sells. It's right across from Disneyland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did the designer con. I saw Frozen 2. It's pretty good.
Machete?
Yeah. I don't know. I know I remember the first one. I remember it being pretty standard in a lot of ways, but still very enjoyable.
Yeah.
I like this one a lot more because it felt like it was taking more risks in storytelling. It does have a lot of plot holes, but I mean I didn't care. But they have a lot of elements. I was like, all right, they pulled from Avatar: The Last Airbender. They pulled from Fifth Element. They pulled from like 3 other things that I'm kind of into. I'm like, I like this. They're kind of like stretching their ideas on some of this stuff. The humor, like I hated Olaf. He was like the Jar Jar for me.
So my understanding is it's a different voice actor?
No, it's the same guy.
Oh, okay.
I just meant the lines he had were very annoying and just.
That's his
It
character.
should, I mean, it's like that tropey character that they always do. He was much funnier in this one. Like he had.
So you don't feel like this is like a B-list like movie that came out like as a part 2 of a movie?
No, not at all.
Okay. I saw someone comment and I thought like that's just how bad it was.
No.
They're like, we could have just had Frozen 2 go straight to DVD.
100% couldn't disagree more.
Okay.
I thought it was very good. I thought it did new things with the characters. I thought some of the okay. So the one thing I'll give as a criticism, and it's a big criticism because it did take away from the overall experience. The quantity of songs versus the quality of songs was not good. They put way too many songs in it.
Shit.
Like almost every other scene was a song.
They
and
through songs are like one of them's got
And
to
it-
stick like
And
Frozen.
it stars Adele Dazeem.
Is that from AMAs? Am I missing something?
John Travolta when he
Oh,
announced
that's right.
Idina Menzel.
Yeah.
He's like, Adele Dazeem.
And then he made an apology.
But some of the songs that were weird were fucking hilarious. One character literally had an 80s ballad, kind of Elton John like. I was in tears laughing at that song so much. There was an iconic song. I don't know if it's Let It Go level, but it was going for it, and it stuck with the movie. But there was a bunch that I was like,
Did you enjoy Toy Story more or this one?
I mean, I have more connection to Toy Story, so I would say Toy Story more.
So don't
But-
want Frozen 2. Got it.
Visually, it was beautiful. Cast was fantastic. Sterling Brown's in it. He's
Oh, wow. Good actor.
Does she ever break through the waves and get out of that area
a spoiler.
from the trailer?
That's Death Stranding. You get it in chapter 5.
Shit. All her cargo.
Well, actually,
You're like, there is cargo.
Saw that. I've been watching Watchmen.
Man,
Man,
that is good.
Fucking good.
Hey, your favorite movie got postponed.
It's worth it.
Godzilla.
I'll wait.
versus,
I'll wait. Make it good. I'll wait.
King Kong.
Yeah. Watchmen's very good right now.
I'm trying to avoid spoilers, and I'm just doing like they revealed something about the Hood
So
of
just
Justice. I was
watch
like,
it.
I don't want to watch
But
it.
like,
wait,
the thing is, you should continue doing that.
Yeah.
But even if you know, if they just, I don't think you can in a line, in a headline, understand what is spoiled. Like even they
It's like,
say
it's like watching Constantine without knowing anything else. Because I don't know what the fuck happened in there.
Constantine.
The movie?
The Constant.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, I was like Constantine.
Sorry.
That movie.
Keanu Reeves.
You won't understand it. No, yeah, there's layers. Like, in order to understand the ramifications of that, whatever that headline is, you have to have known some of the stuff in the show, and it challenges you. I think we were talking about it earlier, where it's not like just
It's not
spoon feeding you.
spoon-fed. Fuck.
And I like that. I like that it's pushing you, and it's definitely world building. But it's weird because I'm like, they're doing different things with some characters that we know, and other characters
That we don't know.
we don't know, but like they're both familiar and new. Like, I know Alan Moore, like his thoughts on all this stuff, and like when he created Watchmen, he's talked about all this stuff of superhero genres and all that. And like, I'm constantly thinking about how this challenges that and also tries to do its own thing, but also leans into, I don't know, it does a mix of all those things in a way I like.
My favorite thing about Watchmen is the fucking reveal. Is like, what do you think I am? Some comic book villain? I did it 12 minutes ago. Like, oh, that's so good, dude. I don't know. That villain, Ozymandias, is such an interesting ass character. Fuck, man.
But it's such an interesting, like, not only is he an interesting character, but like the world, I feel like the world they've created in this show is very much similar to the world of the original story. So like when they're showing, this show is set after that, and what they're showing makes me believe it's like part of that. And it's like, oh, this is a direction I could see things going, and these are thoughts and paths people could go because of the choices that others have made or they've made. I don't know. It's interesting.
How many more episodes are left?
3.
4.
It's 9 episodes, and there's 6 out right now.
There's gonna be a season 2. They have to. You think it's a standalone?
I don't know. Honestly, I could see it going either way. Because like Damon Lindelof has done 3 seasons of Leftovers, and that was one of the best like top shows on HBO for a while. And he's like, no, that's the story. And I was like, wow, okay, that's interesting. I could see this going another season. I don't know what that would even look like. I could see it just being one season, just being like a finite story. I don't know. Maybe it's like other characters in this world, kind of like anthologies are. So anyway, so I watched that. Played much more Death Stranding. I made it to chapter 3.
BB.
I fucking had some moments where I was like, I didn't understand how the grenades worked. And I was like, I just want to get past these stupid things. I don't like the stealth.
BTs?
The BT. And I didn't know what a BT. I thought a BT was the whale shit. I didn't realize those ghost things were the BTs. I was like, that's what I gotta attack? I was like, I kept getting myself purposefully submerged, waited for the whale to show up. I was like, now I gotta do something. But I'm like, I dropped everything. What the fuck?
Wow, you've been going hard.
But
And then I would just reload my save.
randomly there would be people that help you out, and they'll give you weapons. I don't know how that works.
That's only in the boss fights, though, right?
Well, to be when he's getting attacked by BTs.
Like by the whale thing.
Yeah. Whale or lion thing.
Oh, I've never been. Only during the boss I saw like there was a random people like tossing things out of the sludge. Or
you had to
whatever.
like just go to random spots and hopefully like.
I want. Are there? Okay, can you tell me something? Are there any BT infested areas that are also mule areas?
No, I haven't fucking reached.
I think that'd be the
that.
funniest thing if I'm like running across and I'm seeing mules getting.
All I'm
taken
saying
out.
is, this is what I'm saying. If you know something's gonna be hard, Kojima's gonna make it harder. So like when I go through something like a rough terrain, I'm like, okay, BTs are gonna be here, huh? Fuck.
Yeah, did at some point I feel like it was like this game obviously gave you a vehicle and you're like, all right, sick, and then you have to go through a fucking BT infested area, and then
Well, no, I've gone through several and I've been okay. I'm like,
no, but most of the BT infested areas are like rock infested areas.
No,
So
I
your
know.
car's like
No, like if you're not too aggressive, you can navigate. But I tried to go through a mountain area with a vehicle that was infested,
just, like-
and I was like, so my tactic was this: I literally packed like 30 grenades. I was so cumbered, it was bullshit.
I'm gonna.
And then what I did was, anytime my fucking thing went off, I slowly went up, and then I parked, and I was like, "Where's the fucking thing? Kill." Went back to my thing.
Trust me. You know what?
Oh,
I'm
wow.
just gonna say, not a spoiler. Kojima will make life hard for
Okay.
you. Like it's just like
And I'm gonna make my life easy by changing the difficulty.
So,
difficulty only affects combat. It doesn't affect deliveries or.
That's fine.
Oh.
As long as it makes those fights easier, then
I mean, you kill it with one grenade, the individual B2s,
I know.
if you hit it
Yeah.
right. But
Do you get upgrades so you can carry more? Because like I
that's
hate
what that's what the
how-
legs do.
Okay.
That power.
Because I hate how quickly I'm just like all of a sudden 2 things get out on.
Yeah, but you're putting on like those giant canister ones, bro.
So-
Yeah, but
No,
like
wait-
he's Norman Reedus.
wait till you get to the
100
snow
pounds
mountains. You're just like
It sucked.
fuck. And then I mean, it's kind of it's not a spoiler, but you get climbing legs. And then after that, you're just like, thank God, fuck.
So right now,
Climbing
like
a
I'm
mountain
sure, like
easy,
if you've
dude.
carried stuff and you go up like an incline, your stamina will just start draining like
No.
like there's no tomorrow.
Not too much, but it's like
The-
showing
the
signs of
steeper,
that.
Yeah, the steeper it is, the more it's gonna be. And just imagine the snowy
So you
area.
gotta climb
it's
it
just-
Snow, yeah.
steep
it's-
at a.
Well,
like,
I mean, the whole level of the snow, the whole idea of the snowy mountain is the whole thing's like that. So you're gonna have
Yes.
a hard time.
Yes.
So
then you got to go through the mines of Moria if you can't go through the peaks.
you should have delivered that ring.
Dude, that'd be fucking awesome. Please
So-
deliver like
They should have like if he has like a
DLC.
not a
It's
DLC,
not
but like
PC mods.
It's not really a
Easter
spoiler,
egg.
but after I climbed a mountain, I went back, created a zip line. God damn it!
I've
easiest
seen
thing.
people make some
Fuck.
crazy zip line things. Just like
I'm not climbing this shit anymore.
Bustin' feels good. Or whatever.
I couldn't for the life of me figure out how to contribute to a bridge for so long.
Oh, I same.
I was like,
Same.
what? I kept trying to build a new one.
Same.
And then it's like hold option. I was like, motherfucker.
You know, it took me 2 hours to figure that shit out. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? What am I not doing right?
The
And I
game,
would always
like,
press it. I would
Yeah.
press it's. I was like,
hold it. One of the biggest
It
things
was
it does
so
is it does
annoying.
holding. Like it does like it tells you hold X
Every goddamn time.
And so I'm
Yes.
just like, all right, cool. So
I'll have organized shit, and then I'll also
And
be
the-
like, all right, X, like tap. And I'm
And
like,
the-
okay, I'm out. And it's like, you're back to where you were.
and the
Yeah.
animation sucks whenever you deliver. shit.
If you
It's just
press option,
Mhm.
and you can hit skip.
Mhm.
but you have to do that like 6 times, dude.
I prefer that over like everything else. So
Can't you just skip right away?
yeah,
just hold back.
don't hold back.
Why don't you just hold back?
So yeah, that's most of what I've been up to.
So where can I find you guys?
Find me
We're trying to cut it short.
in the Gala region, at Cujo Prime.
You can find me everywhere at the Last Bosses.
And you can find me at the affiliate everywhere, but not really. And that's all I know.
And you can find us all at the Weekly DLC. Hit us up on SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube.
We'll be at the Game Awards.
The YouTube
Game Awards will be there.
and The Witcher Experience. 2 out of 3 of us.
If-
You'll be in the first showing. I'll be at the second
Unless
showing.
you go tomorrow.
Yeah, you gotta pick the right date.
I'll be there tomorrow.
Like,
7:30.
guys.
Where is everyone?
Week early? Is that-
Where is everyone?
You can if you want to hit us up privately, hit us up at asktheweeklydlc@gmail.com. We take any questions. And our sponsors, thank you again. Diversity.
Diversity.
And until next time, well.
DLC.
You later.